welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you are easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, let me go ahead and get into this situation. Now, what I'm going to tell you and talk to you about today as a topic is how black men, black fathers are needed in the household. We need to get back to nuclear families. We need to get back to a time where we both had two parents in the household. And I'm going to talk about how today's modern day black woman, in my most humble opinion, has kicked the black men out. They have ostracized good fathers. They don't want a man in the house to raise the children. Now, I'm going to play these clips out of fair use, and this is an educational video educating you on how some of these women need to shape up, straighten up, and get your mind right. So let's go ahead and get into this. You let me know what you think about this. Hold on one second. I turn the music down ever so slightly. Now let's get into it.
And he says, the thing about a black boy is you don't necessarily want to beat a black boy. What you want to do is you want to love him so divinely. You want to love him so fiercely that your disappointment will kill him. You want to adore him so much that the last thing he wants to do is disappoint you.
Now let's get into it. Now what he's talking about is that a child should pedestalize his or her mom or dad. That's how it's supposed to be. The children should put the parents on the pedestal. And now what happens is when these women are avoiding men, having children outside of the parameters of marriage, you are raising these children in fatherless homes. So what happens is instead of that son pedestalizing his father, that son is pedestalizing the drug dealer, the dope boy. That son is pedestalizing the thug. That son is pedestalizing the stick-up kid. That son is pedestalizing the pimp. That daughter is pedestalizing the stripper. That daughter is pedestalizing the hoe. That daughter is pedestalizing boss bees. That daughter is pedestalizing baddies and savages and all this other stuff. The disconnect between parents and children are at an all-time high. When you run the man out of the house, when you run around and say stuff like, I don't need no man, while you have a child who is a son, you are terrorizing that boy. Now, let me go ahead and get in some other clips before I get started. I'm going to really go in on this right here. 1 second as I pull up the screen, this one right here. Let's get it.
And I was scared to death that I would, if you fail your son, he dies. He could die. When they used to tell me Kyle was defiant, what I recognize.
He's talking about his own son. I want you ladies to listen to this.
A long time ago, is that defiance is what gets young black men killed, because the most young black men who are in prison have learning disabilities. They are dyslexic in some way, audio or idio. They can't hear or they can't understand their process. 85% of men in prison. So to somebody of a different culture, somebody culturally different, that may seem mischievous or he dances to his own beat. When it's our culture, somebody gets killed. And I knew.
Exactly. You and I both know that justice works differently for people of color. Black boys, black daughters, black boys cannot get away with the same things that their counterparts of other ethnic groups can get away with. So when you boot and kick out the man, when you have so many different baby daddies who are not taking care of their children, when you are having kids and you don't know who the daddy is, you are jeopardizing the lives of these boys. I'm gonna break it down a little further. I gotta let it go. Come on.
I knew right away that I would have to prepare him for a world that wasn't like the world she wanted for him. Like I was a coddler, and I was like, I can't let him do.
Exactly. She was a coddler. So let me say it like this: women protect their sons. Men prepare their sons. Women want to coddle. Women want to hold and baby a boy. See, a woman is 100% unable to effectively teach a young boy how to manage male emotions. A woman is 100% ineffective at teaching a boy how to deal with the temptations that come with being a boy, a man. You cannot raise that boy into a man. The only thing that a woman can do is advise that son, but she cannot teach that son from experience. Therein lies the problem and the dilemma. Do you understand what I'm saying? You cannot teach a man, a young man, how to deal with the temptations that are only unique to a young man, because you have never been a young boy. Fathers are needed. Let's keep going.
Do this because it will cripple him. It'll be, you could literally get your son killed by not getting him ready for a world that won't see him that way. So I think for a lot of his existence, a lot of his growing up.
Now I want you to notice the emotion that D.L. Hughley, a celebrity, is about to show you in regards of being a father. Because y'all like to say that black men are deadbeat dads, which is a lie. Black men love their sons. A lot of you make it where they cannot have accessibility to their sons. Okay? Or you are choosing to sleep with men who don't want to take care of their sons. But the men who are decent in character love the hell out their sons. Let's keep going.
Okay. For a lot of his growing up,
I failed him. I'm not getting him ready. And I was scared to death that I would, if you fail your son, he dies. He could die.
Facts. If a black boy is not raised with a strong black father, there is a greater chance of him being deleted in these streets, because it takes our ability to put discipline in that young boy for him to be able to walk in the world without getting deleted. I'm going to prove that in just a minute. I want him to finish this, then I'm going to show you some stats right quick, y'all.
for a lot of his growing up,
I failed him. I'm not getting him ready. And I was scared to death that I would, if you fail your son, he dies. He could die. Not my daughters, I knew they'd be all right. But I didn't know how to make him ready for this world and see it clear so he could see what's coming. Like everybody tells you, put your hands on the wheel or stay away from this or don't do this. Black boys don't get that comfort, and you know it.
Now, what I want to say, what I really want to point out, two things what we just saw right then. We saw a man take accountability and responsibility for his own failures that he perceived that he may have done to his own son. Women like to say that we're not responsible, but you see it right there, that man is, and he's frightened for his son. When he said, also the second thing, when he said he wasn't worried about his daughters, it wasn't because he doesn't love them. It's because society doesn't view black women as much of a threat as they do black men. I can go outside right now and be in the wrong place and don't even smile. They might think I'm a threat. Black women can walk around, don't even smile. They don't say nothing to them. So I got other. Now, what I'm about to show you right now, to back up what I was saying a while ago, is this right here. Let me show you, ladies, what happens when you have all these children outside of the parameters of marriage, when you have many baby daddies, when you raise children in fatherless homes by your choice. Let's get it. Boom. It says right here, excuse me. Here are some troubling statistics about fatherless children in the U.S. from the National Center for Fathering in the Fatherless Generation. 85% of youth in prison come from fatherless homes. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 90% of all homeless and runaway children are from fatherless homes. Again, that comes from the National Center for Fathering and the Fatherless Generation. You also can find that on nolongerfatherless.org. So fathers are more important than you would like to give us credit for. Now let me go on to another clip right quick. How y'all doing out there today? I know I'm just kind of casual today. I just do something on. I ain't in my suit and tie type thing. Now let's get to the other part I want to show you. what a man brings to a son's life. Oh, hold on one second, y'all. Gotta. Oh, there it is. Excuse me. Shit. There it is.
Doing like she crazy, cursing at her, telling her what you won't do. You won't clean your room. You won't do what you want to do, and you talk to your mother like that? Like you tough? Do you think you tough, little man? Talk to me like you talk to your mother. Talk to me. You think you're tough, don't you? Bust up on me. Cuss me out. Tell me.
Now, what you see is what most women like to call toxic masculinity. That is masculinity. That is positive masculinity. He's teaching that boy. Now, on the screen, it says in the caption that he's teaching him discipline. I take it further. He's teaching that boy respect. Okay? He's cussing out his mother. If he doesn't teach that boy respect, he'll go out there, cuss a man out, get into it with a man, be disrespectful to everybody out there, and lose his life. Because when men disrespect men, it can become fatal. So that yelling and that screaming, he not touching him, he not hurting him. He putting the fear of God in him, though. A child is supposed to have a healthy dosage of fear for their parents, as well as respect, because respect and fear goes hand in hand in that type of situation. So he has to check them. See, a young boy with all that testosterone, he'll run over his mother. I see it all the time. You see it all the time. There's a lot of women out here right now who are in situation where there's no man helping to raise the kid, and them children are wild as hell. They going to jail, may be in jail now, talk crazy, come in at any time of the night, whatever they choose, and please, they'll run over that. Because men by nature are more domineering. So it takes another more powerful domineering force to correct that child and that behavior. Let's keep going.
You ain't gonna do what I say do. I dare you. I dare you. You ain't gonna do it to me? Why you do it to her? Why you talk to her disrespectfully? Why? Little boy, answer me. Why do you talk to your mother disrespectfully? You don't know why you do it. Today I'm gonna help you find out why. And today it ends. Today it ends. Do you understand? You will not call your mother out of her name.
That's exactly what you have to do to handle young boys. Young boys and women, young girls are different. You have to bring strength when you deal with a boy. A lot of you women don't have strength. You think you do. You think you have it. And what's so sad is we done got to a point now where masculinity and femininity is blurred. What do I mean by this? Now we live in an age where men, grown men too, wear skinny jeans. So I'm going to tell you some stuff because I'm not a politically correct content creator and I never will be. I don't want to be. I don't give a damn about none of that stuff at all. But hold on, put this on the screen quick before I start saying what I'm about to say. Okay. Now, what I'm about to say to you right here, skinny jeans, I'm going to tell you some things that you don't do as a man. And I know some of you ain't going to like it. I really don't care. A man does not paint his fingernails like a woman. A man does not paint his toenails like a woman. A man does not arch his eyebrows like a woman. A man doesn't tote a purse like a woman. I'm going to tell you something. You got these rappers and these athletes walking around with a little baby purse. It's just a purse. It's still a purse. And they'll try to tell you, well, I got the Draco. I got the gun in there. Try to make it look gangster. All it is, if you have a gun, it's just a purse that has a gun in it. It's still feminine. It's not for men. Men carrying wallets, money clips, that's masculine. I'm going to tell you what it is. Now, you let this culture fool you. They have you dressing like women. Men wearing pants so damn tight that they have to jiggle their booties into it like a woman does to get into it. They wear pants now that are as tight as yoga pants and biker shorts. Just because they put that in the men's section does not mean that it's not feminine clothing. It belongs in the women's section. If you wear that stuff, you are not reflecting masculinity. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, there is right and wrong. Now, let me keep going with this. But Charleston White got something to say. I want to hear what he got to say because I like what he said.
Man, we had a homeboy. He used to sit down and pee. He never seen a man stand up and pee. Because
before he go any further, I agree with what he said right then. Because I was one of them dudes at one time in my life where I was trying to date a woman who didn't have the baby daddy there, and the kid was there. The boy was about 8, 9, 10 years old, and he was still squatting like a girl pissing. I had to teach the young boy how to stand up, hold his dingaling, and piss like a man. You need us to show men how to be men. Let's keep going.
Man, we had a homeboy. He used to sit down and pee. He never seen a man stand up and pee. Because your mother teach you to sit down and pee. That psychologically does something to a boy. Boys aren't supposed to sit down and pee. But what does mama do? She gets you a pot and she trains you to sit down to pee.
Yeah.
When do you learn to stand up?
Not when. Who teaches you to stand up? That's the best question to ask. Who teaches you that? It got to be a male somewhere around there to teach him how to do things like a male.
When? It's a whole lot of little boys sitting down peeing.
Yeah.
When do you learn to stand up? Because all behavior is taught. All behavior is learned. Okay, well, where do you learn to sit down? Watching mama. Why you think little boy, mama's supposed to close the door when he try to come watch her pee? Most women let her infant boy come in the room, watch her pee, watch her get dressed, and he take on those traits and characteristics from here.
Exactly. There's a lot of men walking around right now who don't even realize that they have been brainwashed by women. This is why you got so many boys inside a grown man's body that are so emotional. You say one thing, they fall apart. You say another thing, they get mad, want to hurt you. That is what women do. Women are emotional. They are highly emotional. Those are feminine traits. A man can take some disrespect to a degree. He doesn't have to blow up every time. That's something that women would do. Now, let me tell you like this. There are plenty of men that would be named Kevin, Daniel, Charleston, Jeremy. There's a lot of men out there who are seeing the world through the eyes of Keisha, through the eyes of Mika, through the eyes of Moquita. They have a lot of a feminine mindset that have been instilled into them from their mothers because their mothers are too difficult to be around. Because mama was a hoe, just sleeping with everybody out there too. That's another thing. So they don't really get an opportunity to bond with their father because the woman didn't want him anyway. I mean, the father didn't want him anyway. She decided to keep it anyway. He might have been an accidental baby, and she don't like him because he done moved on. So a lot of men are walking around right now with women mindsets right now.
You can put that same baby with a wolf, and he'll behave like a wolf. So you figure by the time this kid get 9, 10 years old, he never sees a man stand up and pee. What do we learn?
That's real thing. That's the truth. Charleston spoke facts right there. When do you learn, or who teaches you that? But people will say that is toxic masculinity. That's not. That's fatherhood. That's being a man. A woman cannot tell you what manhood is. A woman cannot tell you what fatherhood is. All they can do is give their opinion of what that is. And see, a lot of y'all are raising these young boys into the men that you wouldn't date if you were to meet them. You are putting characteristic traits in those boys that you would consider to be weak in a man if he's trying to holler at you. You wouldn't want to be with him, but you putting that in your son. Making son husbands. Let's play this right here.
Right.
Now I want to show you how a father teaches his son how to defend himself.
Trying to show him the counter. He got tagged for real, brother. Yeah, he moved too slow, right? There you go, that was a good one, but look, you got duck from the side, use the pivot, you got your legs, use the pivot, boom. You know what I'm saying? Or you get your drop, boom. You know what I'm saying? Use your pivot to drop, don't throw your whole body over because that's how you fall. If I hit you, you're gonna fall, all right? Ready? There you go. That was slow. Ready?
Now, why was that important to play that clip? Let me tell you why. Again, a lot of you think that is toxic masculinity. You see a man teaching his son how to fight, how to defend himself. But what you're not seeing is that this father is teaching him how to be a protector. The very thing that you always say you want to be in a man. Do you think that just what they got in them, men teach other men how to be protectors of their family, of their children, of their wives. Men teach other men how to be providers for their family, of their children, of their wives. And what you're doing now, ladies, by choosing to have so many bastard children outside of wedlock, you making it where these kids are not being taught the right way. You're not giving them an opportunity. Now, I put the numbers on there earlier of how many fatherless boys are in prison. But the numbers change when there are fathers in the home. That's the facts. Let's play this one.
You done? Sound like you're still whining to me. You gonna listen in the store? You gonna stop whining? You gonna stop screaming? You gonna listen? Because everybody see you acting a fool. I'm not taking you back into Walmart until you stop with your mess. We're not going back in the store until you stop with your mess. If we go back in the store, you do it again, we're coming back out and sit down. And I ain't moving until I want to move. I don't have to move. We don't have to walk around the store with your mom. That's a privilege. See, when you spoil the hell out of your kids, this is what happens. And see, that's our fault for being raised as ghetto kids and never having anything. But see, people don't know how to tell their kids no, even though they was spoiled or not spoiled. I don't care if you grew up with a silver spoon in your mouth. Don't put one in your child's mouth, because this is what
I want you to see. He talks about spoiling your child. I'm gonna cut that off from that point on. I'm gonna tell you why. Because women would handle that situation different. I have seen it. You probably have seen it also, gentlemen, in the places that you go shop at or whatnot, where you see a maniac child crying and screaming, and the mama don't know what the hell she's doing with that child. She's quiet, shut up, quiet, shut up. But when that father tell the child to shut up, it shuts up. Because there's more of a fear, a healthy dose of fear. There's more of a more respect. We handle things differently. We are good at being giving children discipline, more so than women. I still believe in the old school way of spanking kids and stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta put them in their place. And the thing is, some of you parents are more afraid of your kids. You want to be especially you women, you want to be their best friends and shit. That's not how you're supposed. You're never supposed to be your children's best friend. You could be friendly, but you ain't supposed to be their best friend, because when they start to see you as their best friend, what happens is they don't respect you as a parent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Excuse me. I gotta put this back on the screen. So this is gonna be the end of this show right here. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm planning on doing another live stream probably Wednesday. Check me out at 5:15 Central Standard Time. And the topic would be basically generational curses. I will be discussing the topic of generational curses in the black community. That should be upcoming Wednesday, I believe, at 5:15 Central Standard Time. I see you then. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments. Talk to you later.